Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So in this episode, we are going to be arcade hunting, collecting a game called Outrun. It's really one of my favorites. You guys all know this on the channel. I've wanted it for a while. So I really dug into the archives. This is actually footage that I had, and instead of us going out and collecting it like we normally do on arcade hunting, it came to me. There was a really cool user. His name is Mike. Big shout out to Mike and DJ DeLuSioNaL, by the way. And if you guys don't know who DJ DeLuSioNaL is, he actually helped, I believe, John Carmack code the DOS version of Quake. They used his code there. I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out. But he actually came with him, and you know, they both helped move it in and stuff, and came to the basement. We chatted. We had a nice little time, you know, talking about the stuff that we like, arcades. So I'm not going to spoil the episode. I did lose a lot of footage from the archive. Some didn't come out right. The mic wasn't coming out right on certain things. So I'm going to kind of breeze through the actual collection phase. We might go through the board a little more. I talked to him about the board. And the other thing is I did a follow-up where I got some more boards after that. So, you know, so I'm not going to spoil the episodes. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey man, how's it going?
Hey, good to meet you.
What's up, Jason?
Hey Jason, Mike.
And
DJ.
DJ, nice to meet you. So thanks for delivering it, man. This is
Yeah.
awesome. So just to get the backstory, I mean, he saw my video on YouTube and he said, hey man, you're looking for an Outrun? I got one for you, so
Yeah.
really appreciate that. So Mike was kind enough to come here to deliver it because he's on his way to get a pinball machine. I'm so jealous. What are you getting again?
Brand new in box, Medieval Madness.
Nice.
Remake.
I could wish I could have been there. If I had more time, I would have just driven 4 hours to get to you. But so yeah, he's picking that up today. Super jealous about that. Nice. All right, I'm gonna go help them with it. Let's go ahead and we'll be back in a second.
So these are the actual Outrun boards, and like I said, I actually had this one which didn't work, but passed RAM test and ROM test, but the game itself wouldn't work. There's a guy, iRepairSega.com, I guess his name is Ken, I think. He had told me that that probably means that the logic circuit that does the road generation is not working.
Okay.
So what I had done is I had subsequently bought a Sega Outrun Turbo that did work, but I don't care for the game Turbo. Outrun's a far better game. So I found out you could revert it. So what I did is I pulled all the EPROMs off of the boards and swapped them. So I have a working Outrun board system that has all the chips from this, etc. So this is an Outrun, but these are all the chips for Turbo. And the Turbo, they started doing the encryption.
Yeah, I actually resurrected a Thunderblade.
Oh, okay.
On the channel.
So
I
this,
totally know about the FD10.
this still works, but who cares about Turbo?
Yeah, I'm gonna unsuicide. I don't want to suicide.
Yeah, exactly. So here's all the chips, and then in here are the two boards, and I also have a bag of the standoffs and the screws that are meant for the boards. And I also told you that we had the steering, the feedback wasn't working, so I got the capacitor in here, although I didn't have the bridge rectifier that I thought I had. So worst case, you'll have to get that if it's the bridge rectifier. But between those two components, you'll definitely be able to get steering, feedback working, and program all the right stuff, then track down the problem in the logic board, and you should be all set.
So there he goes. Thanks again, Mike. All right, guys, so we're back in the basement. So this is it, you know, it's in a little bit of rough shape, but it's fine. I mean, it's gonna go in between cabinets. It is the turbo version of Outrun. So I will be converting it to a regular Outrun. I don't think Turbo's as good. But still, I think I'm just going to keep everything like it is, saying Turbo Outrun. And I'm just going to reburn the ROMs like he suggested. But the monitor's working, everything's pretty much working, just the board. So I have to just work on the board. And he gave me so many parts for it. I mean, this is it right here. So cool that he really went out of his way. Alright guys, so here it is. This is the board stack. You know, he was really generous to do that. He left it nice and apart so I can kind of removed all the ROMs, the EPROMs, so I can go ahead and burn them. And he has them all here, and they're easy enough, you know, to get stripped. I'm gonna inventory them, label them on the side, then just kind of strip everything and try to burn the ROMs. And this here is the FD1094 chip. This is the one that I had on the Thunderblade, which can suicide at any moment. So I'm going to go ahead and you know, purchase the correct CPU for this, replace it, and then resurrect this board, even though technically it's not resurrecting since it's already working, but I don't want it to suicide in the future, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that while I'm at it. And I may replace this battery. Not sure what I want to do yet at this point, but yeah, it's a nice clean board. Doesn't look like any modification was done or any traces messed up. I'm going to make sure that this is in there so I won't scratch anything. And yeah, everything looks good and intact. So yeah, and he also gave me the capacitor, I guess, for the force feedback and the standoffs. Yeah, so let's take another look at the machine. I mean, who doesn't like Outrun? I mean, this is the turbo version with those graphics, but I am going to make it a regular Outrun. Force feedback, that's going to be on the back burner. I'm just really worried about getting the board working right now. Once I get it in there, you can figure out what's going on. And I'm going to be picking people's brains, including you, Tim. You know, I'm talking about that Tim guy. If you haven't seen his channel, he has a really cool channel, that Tim guy. And he has how to remove the pedal, which I may have to do on mine, because I'm not sure if that's supposed to be bent like that, the pedal, but you know, he said he has a ton of spare parts for this thing, so I'm sure he's going to be commenting or texting me or whatever, just telling me what he's got. But yeah, guys, so I guess we'll go ahead and talk a little bit, and we'll wrap up this episode. Alright guys, so we're back, and it's about, I don't know, 6 months later. I got this, it was a little chilly out. Now it's the summer, so this is it. I just had it sitting in the arcade this whole time. I did mess with the boards a little bit. I tried deconverting the turbo. I popped all the chips in first to try to get the turbo working, and it wasn't working as is. Then I actually came across another board, you know, where Nando gave it to me for free, which was great. You know, it was really generous to do that. He gave me a broken turbo board. So I popped that in, and it was semi-working, but it still didn't work. But then I knew, you know, the chip is fine, so I thought it was maybe suicide. So I started swapping chips and stuff, and I still couldn't get it to work as a turbo. So I said, you know what, let me see if I can convert it. So I did my research on converting it to an Outrun, and started burning the chips. But then it turns out there's a set of chips on there that will not, you can't get the EPROMs for, because they're a 32 pin and it needs 28 pin ones. So back to the drawing board. So luckily, you know, this sat for a little bit, and then one day on Craigslist, bam, this came about. So I bought this for a pretty decent price as well. It was semi-working. It has a regular Outrun. This isn't the turbo. And, you know, the cabinet is in a little rough shape. You know, it has scratches and stuff where it needs new side art, but I plan to redo it once I get everything working, and I'll just restore it. It has some issues over here too. You can see it looks like it fell or something and just got gouged out. But that's easily fixed with Bondo. And then I'm also going to reinforce here, because it looks like this is part of what happened too, where it cracked and stuff. So I just got to reinforce that. Looks like they tried repairing it. So I'll fix that the proper way once I get it working. And, you know, the side art, this doesn't have side art, but that's not a big deal. Bondo, some TLC, and it should be good to go. That cabinet is actually in better shape than this one. If you look at this one, you know, it has issues down here. It also has like the T-molding where they screwed it in with some washers. I'd never really seen that before. There's some up here too. So, you know, and this one doesn't have the force feedback. So I figured, you know, this one has the newer gears, It's been replaced with the 3D gears that are made from that, it's not really made from that typical plastic, it's like made with that flexible kind, Mike was telling me. So between this, I mean, you can see here, this is in nice shape, the edge and stuff. I'm gonna take between the two and build, you know, a nice machine. And then I guess whatever's left over, I'll just sell it as a project cab to someone. So this is it. You know, it did have really bad graphical issues at first. Right now, the only thing that's missing is the sound and the road. So I will mess with it a little bit. It does play, you know, like if I were to, there it is, so it's flashing. And you can see this is missing as well. You know, so let me go ahead and press it. So there it is, so it's working fine. You can play the game. It does have force feedback working on this one, whereas the other one does not. So between the two, you know, I'm gonna take the best of both, kind of combine it into the best. You can see it's shaking now. So it totally works. So that's it. However, luckily, I was browsing the forums again, and Piledriver came to the rescue. There's a user, Piledriver. He actually had a spare Outrun board that he was giving away in the free items thread. So I contacted him right away and I said, hey man, I would love that board, working or not, because I have tons of parts. So, you know, he said it was untested, he can't remember. It's been sitting in storage for forever. So he was cleaning stuff out and he was giving stuff away. So I got super lucky, he mailed it to me. I didn't even have to pay for shipping. He was really cool about that. He really wanted to pay it forward. So yeah, all that karma, man, when I'm, you know, I always try to hook other people up as well. That's just what happens. You got to be great in this hobby, and you can always share with other people and, you know, pay it forward, and look what happens. You know, you get good luck every now and then. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in. I already cleaned it. I'm going to pop it in the back over here, and we'll turn it on and we'll see if it works. All right, guys, so we're back. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the board. I have all the connectors here. I felt like I've disconnected this so many times that I know it by heart. But anyway, let me just go ahead and take it out. I'm just gonna swap the board and see, you know, if it makes any difference. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I mean, I'm very gracious that I got it for free from Chuck. Thanks again, Chuck, if you're watching this video. I really appreciate it. It's really helping me a lot. You know, whether it works or not, you know, the parts, I can get something working because I have a few boards now that I can kind of Frankenstein together. All right, so now that that's out, I'm going to use these same connectors for the new board because it didn't come with them, so. So I just do that. I'm just going to hold it in place here. So you can see I burned this board. You can see my labeling there. I tried replacing the few chips that were bad when I scanned them in my programmer, and then that still didn't work. So then I tried just replacing them all, and I got the same problem. So I realized there was something else going on. All right, so this is the other board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of steal these from here. I have them somewhere, but I just don't feel like looking for them. So I'm taking all these away, and then the last one would be here. So I'm really excited. Hopefully this will work. That'll be great. All right, so here's a new board, or the one that Chuck gave me. So I'm going to go ahead, I guess off camera, and just stick those screws in and prepare it for mounting. So basically what I did, I just took these out and put those in. So let me go ahead and screw them back in now. It's really awkward holding this board because it's like two pieces here. But once you get it going, it's usually fine. Let's try it again. There we go. And this one is next. Oops. And I'm not screwing them in all the way. I'm going to screw all four in first and then tighten them. Because, oh, that one just fell out. This one fell out, so I gotta fix it. All right, there we go. I'll just screw this in. All right, so now is where I'll tighten them. So I'm super excited. Hopefully this will work. We'll get some sort of semi-working board here. If not, again, like I said, it's not the end of the world. I just figured I'd get a quick fix here. There's one. There's two. And then this one goes up here. This one goes up here. This is the RGB, and then the power over here. All right, so everything seems to be good. The ground's in, that's in. I'll just double check them. They're in snug. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn it on. I usually turn it on. Not worried about the monitor just yet. I just wanna make sure that nothing bursts into flame here. If we hear a sound, that'll be a good sign too. Okay. All right, let's go around front and see what we see. This is the first time I've set it up. Yeah, it looks like it's having issues. I don't know if you can see that. So, yeah, this board is not working. All right, well, we still have the parts. That's a good thing. And I haven't checked the EPROMs yet, so I'm gonna go ahead, pop them all out. I guess we'll do that in another episode. I just figured we had a quick update here where I got a new board. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop those EPROMs out. I'll do some tests in a future video. That way you can see how you kind of troubleshoot where everything's going. So let me see, just in case, I'm gonna try putting the test switch here. Huh. Yeah, it's still acting wacky. It's not doing anything. Yeah, and I know for a fact, like you saw it running before too, that this monitor's fine. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead, end the video on this note. We will get it working. I guess this would be part 1 for Outrun. All right, guys, that about does it for this episode of Outrun. So I do want to get this to work. This is actually MAME running in the background on my Xbox. I have a modded Xbox Original, which runs great in this cab. But, you know, mine is missing the road. As you can see here, this one's running perfectly. And it's missing the sound as well. But we'll get it to work eventually. I'm going to have 2 turbo Outrun boards and 2 regular Outrun boards to kind of mix and match. We will get one working. I really want to do it. I'm going to do some more homework on that. I'm going to start kind of prodding around on the forums and probably on the user groups. Facebook user groups are really good. The groups over there where you can just ask questions for repairs and people will kind of suggest, you know, who can repair it, where you can send it, trying, you know, different things, what you can burn and all that stuff. So I'm pretty experienced with burning now. I did resurrect a couple boards, you know, one by Capcom, one by Sega. So this is very similar, I guess, to the Thunderblade that I had. So I'm gonna, you know, see if I can work it out first before I do anything drastic like repair. But I really want to get it to work. I'll probably end up, because it's kind of late in the summer, it's already, you know, almost August here. I may just get it working for now, keep it in the basement, and then next summer, you know, take it out and start putting the, you know, a little bit of Bondo here and there, put in the side art, getting it nice and pretty. And then I'll probably sell off the other one that I will eventually fix as well, but it won't be as in mint condition as the one I want to do. So that about does it, I guess. If you guys want to subscribe, just click on the subscribe button. Hit on the link below. I'm having a giveaway to give away some movie items, as you guys have seen. I'll put a couple screenshots up here. I have, you know, an Atari cartridge set, which I got when I was moderating over at Maximus Arcade. So these are kind of collector's items here in my eyes. I have a few of those I can give out. There's going to be some, you know, t-shirts from like movies. There's going to be, I have posters from like Wonder Woman, from Resident Evil. Like I have a whole bunch of stuff that my buddy L got me because he's an editor. He does movies and stuff. And you know, I'm in the production business as well, so so I have these little connections here and there. I'm gonna see if I can get more arcade related stuff, but for the most part, you know, that's still really cool for man caves and game rooms and stuff like that. So I figured, why not? I'll just give it away because it's gathering dust here, and I really want to give back and pay it forward to everybody. So again, you know, it helps me out. We get more subscribers, we have a bigger channel, we get to do more stuff, we get more funding, all that kind of stuff. So I will have t-shirts in the future as well. Maybe I'll put something on Twitter and kind of have people vote on different designs. But I did have a couple when I was at ZapCon. A lot of people liked it. They asked me about it. Hey, where can I get a shirt? I was like, well, this is a prototype. It was just a sample for myself, just to see how it looked. One of them didn't come out too good. It was a color one, but the black and white one looked really sharp. And I have a guy, you know, that I know that prints stuff out, so we can get it done at a reasonable price. Because I feel like Teespring and these other ones might not be the route that I want to go. I'm not really sure yet. I have to really look at it and see if I want to do campaign or not. But you guys have been great. Keep subscribing, keep chatting and leaving comments. I read every single one. And you know, hit up on Twitter as well, because you'll see kind of sneak peeks where I'll like post pictures and stuff saying, hey, I'm working on this episode, you know, before it gets rolled out. So that about does it for now. Click on the bell icon as well so that it'll notify you, and I will be doing some live stuff probably on Fridays. I usually release it on Friday in the morning around there. But that's it. So hope to see you next time. Hopefully we'll get this thing working. Take care.